The Baltimore Ravens just wrapped up another day of training camp practice, and Lamar Jackson is absolutely dialed in. A day after going 22 for 28 in team drills, Lamar Jackson goes 14 of 15 in today's competitive team drill practices. Connecting with his new running back on a red zone touchdown, Derrick Henry, and connecting with his second-year breakout candidate, Zay Flowers, on a 30-yard post. We also got Roquan Smith with a very fiery statement that you guys absolutely have to listen to. John Harbaugh talking about what the offense is working on, addressing the media, some injury updates, and much more at Baltimore Ravens news. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing y'all our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Ravens today. At number 1, let's dive right in. Couple of practice updates. Lamar Jackson, like we said, officially going 14 of 15. And Jonas Shaffer reports on X here that Lamar Jackson in 7-on-7 work was 7 for 8 unofficially. And in 11-on-11s, 7 for 7. A lot of big boy throws too. I love how he throws that in there. Lamar Jackson doing his thing, ramping up for the season opener that kicks off in 36 days against the reigning Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, as Lamar Jackson pursues a championship of his own. At number 2, here's what John Harbaugh had to say on what the offense was working on today, specifically asked about some of the deeper shots they were taking and work against the blitz.
We worked on a lot of third and 6 to 12 situations, so some of that stuff comes up, push the ball downfield. Then we had a big blitz period where the offense hit numerous plays downfield in the blitz period, so that was important to see, and it was good to see the ball was coming out quick and executing like we need to against that pressure. So that's a big step for us. I thought the guys did a great job of that.
And I absolutely love that they're specifically working on, an answer for the blitz, because it's been a problem. Hit or miss. There's been times where we've handled it really well, but also times that we've handled it not so well, where teams have tried to employ a strategy in which they send multiple blitzers from different angles, wall the line up front, and not allow Lamar Jackson to scramble around and then find a wide open Zay Flowers downfield or a Mark Andrews downfield, like we saw him do against the Kansas City Chiefs whenever he hit Zay Flowers for that bomb downfield for that big touchdown. That's what teams want to avoid. And obviously not wanting him to get an open field. So a lot of times they do some structured, contained type blitzes to keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. And that's been one of the things I've wanted to see Lamar get better at, is just take what's there, take the simple check down, take the quick little 5-yard hitch or whatever, the hot route, to try to have not only for Lamar Jackson, but also the offense having a better plan for the blitz. I love that they're working on this. At number 3, Roquan Smith on the Lounge podcast, in an episode that was released yesterday, had a few things to say about the Ravens secondary, the defense as a whole, and specifically he says we're looking to give some guys some may-nots. Just check out the clip here.
Why do you feel like this defense can be even better than the high bar that you set last year?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a great deal of respect for everybody that helped build this foundation of this defense, like far as last year and the years prior. But I say that because I know each and every one of the guys that we have in the locker room and how hungry each and every guy is, and how each and every guy talks about how they want to be great, but not only talk about it, but go out on the practice field thus far and showing it day in and day out, even when it's those dog days when your shoes are soaked and your pants, you barely can run, but guys are finding it in their mind to like keep on going and just knowing that we have everything it takes to get to where we want to be. And I think when the guys have that type of drive, man, it's hard to beat somebody that'll never quit.
What do you think of the way the secondary's looked?
No, yeah, definitely a veteran secondary. With Marlon, B. Steve out there, Arthur, many guys out there with Marcus, Kyle, so you name it, and got nice depth. Many guys can be very versatile as well. So I think just the mindset those guys have, and then led by Chris in the DB room, and then with Doug, the addition of Doug, I just think it's a great asset for the room as well. And with those guys, just with the communication out on the field, there's no lapse at all, and those guys see the checks before they even come, and just thinking ahead. And I think when you have those type of guys, and they've been playing the game of football for a very long time, so it makes it easy where those guys can be in the right place at the right time and not have to overthink and just pin their ears back and go there. And I'm just trying to be the guy in line that follows that tradition and bring it up a little notch as well, because I feel like that's a lost art in today's game, where a lot of people are scared to play the game the way the game deserves to be played. And I feel like I'll never shortchange the game, and anybody that's rolling with me, which I know my guys are rolling with me, there's no shortchanging the game. So we're going to be the most physical, violent team there is out there, regardless of all the rules, changes and things like that. But we're going to make sure when people play us, they're going to be like, okay, I don't want to see those guys again, like bruised up, bumped up, whatever the case may be. You're going to leave out with a couple may nots. May go away, may not.
Roquan Smith always has some crafty, catchy quote that just always makes you laugh or, fires you up, or both. I love what Roquan Smith has done for this defense has been absolutely tremendous. And speaking of Roquan Smith in his secondary, check out what John Harbaugh had to say about Roquan Smith's running mate in Trenton Simpson.
Yeah, I've seen him definitely seen Trent take that jump this year, Jeff. He's and there's still things he's got to work on. I mean, there's times, you've got in zone coverage, you've got to carry a crossing route back across the field, or you've got to get under something that's coming back inside, and he may be pushing out when he should be pushing in, those kind of things. But that's all part of the process, and probably the last part of the process is understanding all the zone coverage details. He's flying around, man. I mean, he's running, he's making plays, he's confident, he's a quick learner. I think he's doing a great job.
At number 5, a little bit of an update on wide receiver Rashad Bateman. He went out a few days ago after he took a hit. I think it was to the ribs, and he was just dealing with some soreness. He missed a practice or two, came back today, did some individual work, nothing too strenuous. Around 3:15 p.m. today, he went jogging off the field with the trainer a little bit early before practice wrapped up. And, of course, fans have some concerns based off the injury history that's been there before. And someone said something here, I think it was on Instagram, and Bateman's like, dude, chill out. It's just sore, bro, I promise. And you guys got to check out this quote right here, also from Arthur Millette, because he was asked about Patrick Queen. Roquan Smith was also asked about Patrick Queen, his buddy there from last year. Of course, there's been some trash talk from Patrick Queen's end saying, the food's better in Pittsburgh, the city's better, the fans are better, and he's talking his trash. Good for him. Let him talk his trash. But Arthur Millette said, who used to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He's now on the Ravens, of course, and he was re-signed after a really nice season last year, playing that nickel for us. And he was re-signed, brought back, interviewed today. And whenever he was asked about Patrick Queen, he said, we know the food isn't better in Pittsburgh. Come on, man. We know the city isn't better. And just lets him have it. And I like how it's getting a little, kind of rekindling a little bit of heat again back on this Pittsburgh and Baltimore rivalry that used to be really strong, especially in the, Troy Polamalu, Ray Lewis, Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger days, where that rivalry was nasty. But I like to see a little bit of, fuel thrown on that fire again. As always, hit the like button if you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Make sure you got your subscribe and notification bell on so you don't miss anything we got planned for you guys. The season's right around the corner, and we're going to have game previews, news updates, game recaps, live streams, a bunch of stuff planned for you guys. You're not going to want to miss it. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.